The Cardinals return home to St. Louis for the final homestand of the season, on the verge of making history. Riding a franchise record 16-game win streak, the club's magic number to reach the postseason sits at 1. One of the hottest players in the game, National League Player of the Week Harrison Bader, leads the Cardinals into a series with the NL Central Division champs, the Brewers. Will the Birds pop some champagne of their own? Adam Wainwright takes the mound with a chance to give the Cardinals their third consecutive postseason berth. Next on Bally Sports Midwest. This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And tonight, it kicks off the final homestand of the regular season. The first of three, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers. And welcome to the broadcast booth at Busch Stadium. I'm Dan McLaughlin, Jim Hayes with us, and Brad Thompson as well. And Brad, very simply, the Cardinals can clinch a spot in the playoffs tonight, and they've got the right guy on the mound to do it.
Yeah, it sure does make sense that Adam Wainwright would be on the mound tonight, making his 32nd start of the season. And Adam Wainwright, well, he leads the starters in virtually every category. The 16 wins, looking for 17. The ERA, the whip, the strikeouts. Adam Wainwright has been there for every big game, and this is a big one here today, Dan.
Adam Wainwright is on the mound for St. Louis, and it's a chance for St. Louis to clinch a postseason berth. Bader and the Cardinals playing host to the Milwaukee Brewers. It's coming up on Bally Sports. September to remember. The run of 21. Trying to get to 17 in a row and clinch tonight. Wrigley! That's how you do it for your 30th bomb of the year. Now Newbar out to right again! Nude here in the 7th. Oh, is this fun? Yes! Yes! DeYoung goes deep, and the Cardinal fans are going wild in Wrigley. Ground ball, Goldie to the plate. The tag by Arenado, and now maybe two. DeYoung tags him out! Unbelievable! Bader hits it out to deep left. Late inning magic again! It's the run of 21. Sweet 16, and oh, how sweet it is. The excitement that was a Cardinals 4-game sweep at Wrigley Field, and now the final homestand of the regular season begins tonight. From Busch Stadium in St. Louis, it's game number 1 of a 3-game series. The Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. It is 86 degrees. It's been a warm day here in the Midwest. And the Cardinals, the hottest team right now in all of baseball. The Cardinals now have gone 24-8 on the road after the All-Star break. That's the best in baseball. And Brad Thompson, a big reason why they're in this position.
Yeah, it has been for sure. They started taking care of business on the road, taking care of business overall. And Dan, the fun thing about this run, and look, the 16 wins in a row, that's fun enough. But it's the fact that they've done it in so many different ways. They've hit tons of home runs. They've got big strikeouts, great starting pitching. This run has been magical, but this ride is far from over.
So Adam Wainwright, who has been the ace of the staff in 2021. Appropriate to see him on the mound and a chance to clinch tonight a postseason berth.
Just feels right. Adam Wainwright looking for win number 17 as the Cardinals are looking to make it 17 straight. The Hyundai pitch arsenal for Adam Wainwright. You know it well. Use a lot of the two-seamer. Uncle Charlie, the curveball. You're going to see the cutter really gets in on lefties. And every once in a while, he'll use that changeup, and that's the beauty of Adam Wainwright. Depending on what he's feeling on a given day, well, he'll go to it.
So Mike Schilt and the Cardinals trying to make it and extend this franchise record to 17 consecutive wins. Just how good have they been in the month of September? They are 20-6 and have vaulted themselves to the magic number of 1 tonight. Colt Wong at the top of the lineup for the NL Central champion Brewers. They wrapped up the division on Sunday. Omar Narvaez, then Christian Yelich, Avisail Garcia, Daniel Vogelbach, Luis Urias, Jace Peterson, Tyrone Taylor, who took Waino deep twice last time that these two teams met. And the pitcher batting ninth has not gotten a lot of run support this year, but it's Brandon Woodruff. And a nice round of applause for Colt Wong. And away we go in the final homestand of this regular season. It's the 42nd time that Adam Wainwright has faced the Milwaukee Brewers. Over 70% of those starts have been quality starts, and the first pitch is fouled back.
He has had so much success against them in the past. So much success here at home, especially this year. Got a 2.72 ERA here at Busch Stadium. So you see Adam Wainwright on the mound here, you've come to know what to expect.
And the 0-1 pitch. Little flare out to shallow left. Coming on to make the catch, Tyler O'Neill in the first out in our ball game. The Cardinals defensively, where everything has just been clicking. That includes the base running, the offense, and the defense. The athleticism of this group. O'Neill, Bader, Carlson in the outfield. Arenado, DeYoung, Edman, Goldie on the infield, and Kisner behind the plate. And around the horn is presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Yadier Molina dealing with a right shoulder issue. Nothing too serious, we're told, but that's why he was a late scratch in the lineup tonight. Narvaez hitting 274 in the shift. Hit up the middle, backhanded by DeYoung. Out number 2. Brad Thompson and his Toyota key to the game.
Well, let's not get too crazy here. Rinse and repeat. I mean, the Cardinals are just rolling right now. There's no need for any big tweets. Good tweets. You go out there, you keep doing what you've been doing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Rinse and repeat.
And now it's Christian Yelich batting third in the lineup. It was just about 10 days ago that the Brewers dropped him to the 5th spot in the lineup. He hadn't done that for a couple of years. And their first pitch is strike by Adam Wainwright.
It's hard to believe how much he has dropped off in the last year plus. Cardinals showed, last time on the road, there's still a respect for what he can do. Walked him in a spot to get a better matchup, and then ended up working out quite well for the Cardinals. But you'd have to believe he's dealing with something. There's got to be something there.
And the 0-2 pitch to Yelich. The breaking ball. Be interesting to watch Kisner working with Adam Wainwright tonight.
Well, fortunately, Adam Wainwright knows himself so well, and I know that he and Yadi, they've had 304 starts together, so they know what each other's thinking. But Adam's got a great idea of what he wants to do.
And it's a count of 2-2. A magic number of 1 for St. Louis. It's still going strong in 2021. Old Uncle Charlie. The 2-2 off the plate. So from 0-2 to a full count. And the 3-2 pitch to Yelich, fouled away. There's just been such a buzz and energy created by the Cardinals in this town. Everyone talking about Cardinals baseball.
Yeah, and it's just there's always a buzz when the team is playing good baseball, specifically in September as October approaches. But the way this season has gone, I mean, a lot of people said, well, it's not going to happen. This isn't going to be the year. Well, all of a sudden, it's turned into a magical year.
3-2 and a grounder hit to the right side, taken there by Tommy Edman, and the Brewers go 1-2-3. Should be some fun tonight here at Busch, and there's no score. Tommy Edman at the top of the St. Louis lineup, followed by Paul Goldschmidt and the red-hot Tyler O'Neill. 11 home runs in the month of September. Nolan Arenado, Dylan Carlson, Harrison Bader, Paul DeYoung, Andrew Kisner, and the pitcher batting ninth, Adam Wainwright. Well, if the Cardinals are to clinch, they would have to do it and try to do it against one of the game's best. Now, the record is not indicative of just how well he has pitched. He's 9-10, and it's Brandon Woodruff.
Yeah, his name is going to be thrown around quite a bit when it comes to this Cy Young in the National League. The Hyundai pitch arsenal here for Brandon Woodruff. A lot of fastballs. He'll mix in the four-seam and the two-seam. Has a good changeup and also mixes in the slider. But this stuff, it's all power. I mean, everything is coming in there firm.
And a shift on the right side now for Tommy Edman to start things off offensively for St. Louis. And the first pitch to him, a fastball and a strike. Cardinals with 13 home runs in that 4-game sweep of the Chicago Cubs.
Most they've had in a series. I mean, and the fact 47 on the month. I mean, who is this team?
Edman, a base hit into right field. The last go around against Milwaukee, Paul Goldschmidt went off. Huge series and really kept the winning streak alive single-handedly with a 2-home run day. He had 3 home runs in the series, drove in 6, and he was doing damage.
There are just some guys when they're on, there is no making a mistake. There is no, oh, well, maybe he'll foul this one off. Goldie is just in one of those zones, and certainly was against the Brewers, where anything that you left over the plate, he was hitting it, and he was hitting it hard.
He's 12 for his last 24 overall. Room on the right side of the infield. Big gap in left center. And a check on Tommy Edman. Woodruff making his 4th start here in September. He's 0-3, despite the fact that he's only given up 15 hits. He does not get run support for whatever reason. Just one of those oddities.
It really is. It's a weird one. And the thing about this team right now, do you see why they're taking a look at him? Tommy Edman, 28 stolen bases here, just second to Trey Turner in the National League. The thing about this team, they don't score a ton of runs anyhow. Like, the Brewers are not an offensive juggernaut. They're going to win because of what these guys do on the mound.
You're right. They can flat out pitch. Record-setting rotation this year for the Milwaukee Brewers, and that is why they are headed to the postseason. It's the best the franchise has ever seen, and it's not even close. Edman with 7 steals here in this month alone of his 28. And the 1-0 pitch to Goldie. Fastball and a strike. Right now, they're second in ERA and in WHIP. Opponent slugging percentage is first. It's only .323 against them. I mean, it's incredible just how well Craig Counsell's team has pitched.
Well, it makes it a little bit easier to manage when that ends up being the case. He's done a very good job over there as Craig Counsell.
Another check on Tommy Edman. Woodruff with a record that's under 500, and yet his ERA is 3rd best in the league. The 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. You can feel it right now here at Busch Stadium. The energy, the buzz, the anticipation of what may happen tonight, and really welcoming this team back home after what they've been able to put together.
Well, this really is the style of baseball that Cardinal fans are so used to. Just meaningful games down the stretch.
And the 2-1. 2-2. We are told that tonight, roughly 32 to 35,000. Friday night, there's still some tickets available, but if you're thinking about Saturday or Sunday, you better do it now. Those will sell out. They're very close to already being sold out. The 2-2. And Goldschmidt lifts a fly ball into right field. Garcia calling for it, makes the catch, and that's the first out. The Brewers defensively tonight. Yelich in left, Taylor in center, Garcia in right. Peterson, Urias, Willie Adames at late scratch at short, Coldwong at second, Vogelback is at first, and Narvaez behind the plate. Around the horn presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. O'Neill against Woodruff. He has 3 hits in 11 at bats, 3 home runs. And the first pitch to Tyler O'Neill. The stretch of baseball for Tyler, he's got 11 home runs in the month of September, has coincided with moving between Goldie and Arenado.
Gets more pitches to hit. They put him in a good position to succeed, and Nolan Arenado, you know, after him, he doesn't get as many strikes, but boy, when he gets them, he gives them a ride too.
2 balls and no strikes. You can see that Woodruff obviously is concerned with Edman, and sometimes it's not about, as you know, Brad, throwing over and keeping him close. It's sometimes the rush to the plate, ball gets up, and all of a sudden it's 2-0.
Yeah, you got the wrong guy to make a mistake with here, and maybe him focusing on Tommy so much at first base, kind of indicative of that record we were talking about. He doesn't get the run support, so he knows how much each one of these runs ends up mattering so much, so your focus gets diverted just a little bit.
And the 2-0 pitch. 2-1.
That's one of the reasons right there he's got the numbers that he has. In a fastball count, he's able to paint a changeup on the corner. Nobody's going to offer at that pitch. I mean, it was just a perfect spot.
The outfield is deep. They are straight away. A count of 2 balls and 1 strike on O'Neill. Long look by Woodruff. And O'Neill hits a fly ball into right. Garcia under it. Edman halfway. And that's out number 2. And with 2 outs, it brings in Cardinal third baseman Nolan Arenado. He's been sitting on 33 home runs here for a bit. The next home run ties Fernando Tatis Sr. and Scott Rowland for the most home runs hit by a third baseman in a single season in Cardinals history. He's had terrific numbers against the Brewers in his career. The first pitch to Arenado. Fastball and a strike. It's like, to an extent, what we saw with the MV3 back in the early 2000s. Goldschmidt, O'Neill, Arenado, and the numbers during this 16-game winning streak.
No surprise that the meat of your order is doing big things when you as a team are rattling off wins. But I think that one of the best parts about this streak is it really hasn't just been that group. While they've been very productive, you're getting something from every corner of this roster.
And the 0-1 pitch now to Nolan Arenado. Pulled foul. Arenado, Goldschmidt, O'Neill. Just the second trio of Cardinals with 30-plus homers in the same season. And it was Pujols, Rowland, and Edmonds that did that back in 2004. The club that won 105 games and maybe the best team we've seen come through here in the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah, and one of only 4 teams in baseball that have 3 or more 30 home run guys. So, I mean, you're in rarefied air doing what they're doing this year.
0-2 the count on Nolan Arenado. With 2 down, Tommy Edman, your runner at first. Edman dancing off of first, and stepping off will be Woodruff.
If I've got the stuff that Brandon Woodruff has, and I've got Nolan Arenado 0-2 with 2 outs, I'm not worried about that guy. I think you're right. There's so much attention focused over there. You're bound to make a mistake.
And a throw over again. Home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman. Joe West is down at first. Ron Kolpa and Nick Lentz. Pick off, and back in safely is Tommy Edman. A count of 1 ball and 2 strikes on Nolan Arenado, and Woodruff again checking on Edman. The 1-2 pitch to Nolan Arenado. Arenado jammed into shallow left. This ball will be caught by Christian Yelich. Going all out to make the catch. Great play by Yelich. The man they call Frenchie somewhere here at the ballpark, and Jim Hayes is with him. Jim, what's going on?
Yeah, he's an artist. His name is Randy Leo Frechette, as you guys said. He goes by the name Frenchie. He's painting Adam Wainwright's portrait. This painting, along with some prints, will go on Waino's website to be raffled off. Of course, Waino and his website, bigleagueimpact.org, do some great things. So, Frenchie, let me ask you a couple of questions. First of all, that looks beautiful. I guess you're using acrylics. I like the negative to positive spacing. But how did you get involved with this whole thing?
I started working with Adam and those guys a couple of months ago, and did a couple projects. And then I noticed that the season was kind of winding down. And I was like, hey, you know what? I live in New Orleans. I'm like, hey, guys, I got paint. I'll come up to. I always wanted to come to St. Louis and see a ball game. The fans are awesome up here. And, you know, so those guys were like, what a great opportunity to raise some money for the foundations and create a live painting, capturing the energy of the game tonight. And
I got to tell you, though, I mean, it looks great, but, I mean, Waino's really far away, and his back is facing to you. As an artist, yeah, that's got to be a challenge.
Well, you know, I kind of prepped ahead of time and went ahead and did some pre-drawing and got this sketch in, and I'm going to add get impressionistic on it and add the players in here. I'm going to have Waino. It's going to be a double image.
And you're going to keep working on this as the game progresses so we can check back in.
Absolutely. I'm trying to wrap it up by the 7th inning stretch.
I got to tell you, it's really nice if someone would like to be part of the raffle. Again, it's on bigleagueimpact.org. That's Waino's website. They do a lot of great work. Also, some of the money goes for Hurricane Ida relief, which is another great cause. Before I let you go, have you ever done portraits of sideline reporters? Because I don't know if the artwork could handle that.
I have, my brother. I look forward to painting you one day. It'd be an honor.
We're going to talk about it. Danny, just a couple of artists hanging out.
Absolutely, and that's painting on the inside corner. The strikeout for Adam Wainwright, who picked up career strikeout number 2,000 last time that he saw the Milwaukee Brewers.
Give that guy a brush, too. That is a perfect spot right on the inner half. And Adam gets a lot of his punch-outs with, 2 strikes in. Everybody's looking for Uncle Charlie. Then you get that heater. When you're looking for the curveball, this thing right here, it looks like 96.
Daniel Vogelback. Urias on deck, 4 up and 4 down for Adam Wainwright. And the first pitch is strike.
Adam is always locked in, but he's got a little extra something today.
Big time. You can just tell it. A 1 pitch. How about that? He had also Garcia way out in front on that breaking ball. And it's 0-2, and a big shift here for Daniel Vogelbach. He is 1 for 7 against Adam Wainwright, the 0-2. The 1-2. Just a bit low, and it's now even at 2-2.
This is where Adam slows it down. He's been rocking and firing, slows down, going to execute something here.
The 2-2 in the dirt, so from 0-2 to a full count on Daniel Vogelbach. Busch Stadium continuing to fill up as we get going in this ball game. The 3-2 pitch. Hit sharply right side and a base hit. The first hit for Milwaukee tonight. 1-out single, Daniel Vogelbach.
3-2. Waino goes with the curveball, trying to get it over for a strike, but ends up just hanging this thing up there a bit too high. Daniel Vogelbach could just see that right out of the hand. Took the big swing at it.
Urias is over his last 8, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. We mentioned that Willy Adames initially in the lineup tonight for Milwaukee and then scratch late.
Adames dealing with that left quadricep. It's the same thing that put him on the IL earlier in the month. So I'm sure that anything that he's feeling in that area, they're going to back off. They're going to rest because you got to be so careful.
Fastball and a strike. I mean, that's 88 right down the pipe. And guys are in between thinking that, you know what, could be a cutter, could be a curve, and you get 88 right down the middle.
That's Adam Wainwright putting him in the rocking chair. It's back and forth all day. You just never know what to expect.
And the 0-1. 0-2. Well, during this remarkable run the Cardinals have had, we've seen terrific defense, but in particular, the double plays have really stood out. I believe it's 19 double plays the Cardinals have turned during this stretch.
Seen at least one very interesting one.
Saturday in Chicago, the 0-2. That's it out of play. My favorite part of it is Tyler O'Neill basically at the shortstop position, coming in, standing there with his hat off and just kind of laughing and watching as this thing was unfolding.
When you see a good show, you have to be able to take it in and enjoy it.
The best seat in the house was right there.
He had a good one. But that was just another thing, comes down to details. And all the details were worked out on that crazy play.
Pulled foul. So Milwaukee begins their final road trip already in postseason play. Wrapped it up the NL Central Championship on Sunday. And they'll finish up their season against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium this weekend.
You see Adam Wainwright here with Urias. Didn't want to do the same thing he did earlier. He's done it a couple times. Get 0-2, then make it a 3-2 count, being more aggressive. Room inside here.
The 0-2. Brewers are 94-62 with 6 games to play. Already the 5th most wins in franchise history. That dates back to 1969. The 11 Brewers and the 18 Brewers share the record with 96 win campaigns. The 1-2 pitch. They've been very good on the road. We talked about the recent success of the Cardinals. Milwaukee 49-26 on the road this year. Second best in baseball behind San Francisco. And the 49 road wins, a franchise record. Needs to be interesting during this series. How deep do their starters go?
Yeah. Well, have pitching will travel, right?
Yep.
That record has a lot to do with what those guys have been able to do. We spent a lot of time talking about the big three starters in Woodruff, Corbin Burns, Freddie Peralta. That back end of that pen, well, they shut it down. Devin Williams back healthy. I know he was dealing with a little leg issue, but he's back for them. Hader has been so good, and while the rest of the bullpen kind of had their struggle so far in September, he's been rattling them off. A guy that you hope to not see this evening.
And the 1-2 pitch missed inside. As you mentioned, Williams returned on Sunday. He was out for 9 days, and he had been sidelined dealing with basically soreness behind his knee. He was running in the outfield, just getting loose for a game, and it popped up on him, but they feel he's fine and they got him back. The 2-2. Lined and passed. Paul DeYoung and into center field. So back-to-back singles here in the top of the second inning for Milwaukee. And the batter will be Jace Peterson.
Pretty good at bat here by Luis Urias. He sees everything that Adam Wainwright's got. This time it's the cutter. It's down and away. Urias likes to get extended anyhow, but does a good enough job of staying back on that one and driving it back up the middle.
Peterson, 252, 6 home runs, and he's driven in 31. Little grounder hit to DeYoung. A flip, a turn, yes, no! Joe West says he's safe, and in Joe West style, an emphatic call.
Emphatic exactly is what I was thinking. It's as quick as Paul DeYoung can be on this one. I think that Joe West has this one correct, and that emphatic call you get a chance to see again right there.
Just the emotion of it.
That's September baseball. Everybody captures it. Yeah, that ball, Adam Wainwright ate up Peterson so much that he hit it soft. Tough turn.
Here is Tyrone Taylor, who popped a pair of home runs last time that Waino saw Milwaukee. And you have the pitcher Woodruff on deck. And a ground ball, DeYoung. He'll go across the diamond. The Brewers strand a pair. Carlson, the National League Player of the Week, Bader, and DeYoung coming up. St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Bally Sports Midwest, brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. MLB celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month, recognizing the contributions made to our game by the Latino baseball community, past and present. Now that is truly adorable. 16 consecutive wins, a pennant race, back at home, Waino on the mound, and a marriage proposal. Adorable.
It was just the right time.
No question.
You know when it's the right time.
You know it.
I got a couple of buddies. They're close to popping the question. Maybe it'll be in the game today. Who knows?
Are you encouraging that?
Kind of. And stirring the pot a little.
Here's Dylan Carlson. He's had very good numbers here at Busch Stadium here in 2021. Woodruff gave up a leadoff base hit, then got the next 3. And that pitch taken for a strike on the inside corner. 5 for his last 9 against Milwaukee, and playing in his 67th game here at home, hitting .298 this season, OPS of .802 at Busch Stadium. The 0-1. Fastball and a strike, 0-2. Giants get bad news, bad timing. It's a fracture for Brandon Belt, and that's going to put him out minimum 4 weeks. The 0-2. Inside corner and a strikeout of Dylan Carlson, and Woodruff has his first of the night.
Woodruff spotting up with the fastball, 96 inside, and when he's getting the corners, and look, this is a strike anyhow, he is going to be really tough. Going back to your news about the Giants and Brandon Belt, that's a huge blow. I mean, this guy led your club in home runs. They platoon as well as anybody in baseball, so I mean, they've got a chance. Wade Lamont Jr. over there.
Ruff got hurt too.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to mix and match a lot. That's tough news for that ball club.
Harrison Bader, 6-game hitting streak. 14 for his last 23. 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 10 runs scored, and the National League's Player of the Week. It was Sunday, and he struck late in the top of the 8th with 2 outs and nobody on, and tied the game against the Cubs. Looks at that pitch a little bit low. You're thinking, well, who would be the hero? Many of them during this stretch of baseball and memorable moments, and another one for Bader. Hit it out of Wrigley. That tied it at 2-2, and the Cardinals held on. The 1-1. Tied them up 1-2. Cardinals have had 3 players of the week this year, and it was in late August. Tommy Edman, Tyler O'Neill middle of September, and now Bader right after him. They had a total of 3 in 2019 and 20 combined.
Getting hot at the right time again.
Yes. And the 1-2 pitch. Strikeout of Bader. Back-to-back Ks for Woodruff. 97 on the gun.
Yeah, Brandon Woodruff not messing around on this one. He rears back, lets it eat. Didn't hit the corner this time. Didn't matter. It was enough to get it by Harrison. Just a tick late.
Paul DeYoung 1 home run shy of 20. And the Cardinals hopeful with the return of Sosa, not too far away, but DeYoung stepped up big time and hits that out of play. The Cardinals in September, 148 runs scored to lead the National League. Only team that's been better in baseball in terms of runs scored, Toronto. And more than half have either been scored by the outfield or brought in by the outfield. The young guys, saying a lot.
It's a talented group.
And DeYoung hit by the pitch with 2 outs here in the home half of the second. And the batter will be Andrew Knizner. This one caught him square.
Well, Paul DeYoung took this one better than I would have. That might be a stretcher, right? I mean, that catches him as clean as possible. Remember, it was earlier in the season. He caught, I believe there was a changeup from Freddie Peralta that got him in a bad spot. Ended up landing him on the IL. This one looks like, I mean, he took that one like a champ, so good to see. And going back to what you said a minute ago, he stepped up big for the Cardinals in this last series. 3 for 11, couple of home runs against the Cubs. You love seeing that for Paul.
Shift on the left side of the infield for Knizner. How about how the game ended for the Cardinals on Sunday? And the infield fly that was and wasn't, time called, that could not have been handled any more poorly than what was done by the umpires on the scene. It was messed up.
Yeah, you know what? It was messed up. And Schulte, he goes out there, voiced his displeasure. He got a new seat in the clubhouse. Everybody was upset. But you know what I loved is the Cardinals' response.
Lined into center and a base hit for Knizner. So minimum you get Waino through the lineup, but we know he could swing the bat, and a chance here for St. Louis. The infield fly, and Knizner didn't break, then does. Arenado slips, and that is a live baseball. The batter is out, and the runners, you advance at your own risk. That ball should have been live, and there's your double play for the out.
Yeah, the double play was on the tag. So for those that don't understand it, none of these force plays mattered. But here's what matters: when he goes back and tags Ortega, and it was Goldie yelling at Tommy Edman, tag him, tag him. Unfortunately, the second base umpire had messed up and called time right after Ortega gave himself up past the bag, and that was where the confusion came in. But ultimately, it was an enormous mess up by Doug Eddings, the umpire, to blow that and call that time there.
So 2 outs and 2 on. And you call the infield fly because you don't want the infielder to come in and take a look at the runners and say, oh, I'll just purposely let this drop, and then it turns into an easy double play. So the batter is out, and the runners advance at their own risk.
It was interesting.
Oh, yeah. The 0-1. Fouled back.
But you know this, a couple of months ago, had that same exact play happen the same way, and the call went like that, and then you had a couple of guys
fall apart.
Of course you fall apart.
Yep.
You give up a double off the wall, they end up winning the ball game, and then you're leaving with your head hung down. But that's not this iteration of the team. Giovanni Gallegos goes out there, he punches out the next guy, and remember that in that inning too, he was battling himself a little bit control wise, and he locked right in and got the punch out.
0-2, and a strikeout of Adam Wainwright. 3 in the inning, 3 in the game for Woodruff. We move to the third. Magic number at 1. No score. The T-Mobile coverage cam, Busch Stadium in St. Louis, kicking off a homestand tonight here in the Gateway City. With Jim Hayes, Brad Thompson, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Adam Wainwright finishing up his warm-up tosses. It was this date in 2011, the last day of the regular season, and the Cardinals shut out the Astros 8-0 as Chris Carpenter went 9 innings, 2 hits, struck out 11, and the Braves became the first team in the history of the major leagues to blow a lead of at least 8 games in September. They were eliminated, and then the Cardinals went on that magical, historic run of 2011.
And that right there is why you play a full season. You just never know. We always think that we have the narrative of a team, and we always think that we have the pulse of it, and sometimes you end up being right. Other times you get 2011, or you get a 16-game winning streak in September.
On the video board here at the ballpark, shot of Tyler O'Neill and Harrison Bader, back-to-back winners of the National League Player of the Week. Nice round of applause for those two. Adam Wainwright will get Woodruff, Wong, Narvaez, and we are scoreless. 2 hits aside. Again, the Cardinals win, and they are in. Atlanta in the top of 5. Leading the Phillies 2-0. And the Phillies, they are 6 back of St. Louis, technically, mathematically alive, and 2.5 back in the National League East of the Atlanta Braves. As Woodruff looks at a strike, 1-1. And that's Zach Wheeler and Charlie Morton in that ball game. Reds are at the White Sox. Keep an eye on that. Reds are 5.5 back of St. Louis, and that's hit out of play. So that is really one of the key matchups in baseball tonight, Atlanta and Philly.
Kind of crazy to see how the Mets fell off totally. The team that spent a lot of time in first place going to find themselves on the outside looking in.
Mets beat Miami 5-2 earlier, and the 1-2 pitch to Woodruff on the ground right side. Goldschmidt backhands to Waino in the first out. October 2nd, 30,000 fans ages 16 and older take home their very own bobblehead of Cardinals first baseman Paul Goldschmidt, and the bobblehead Also includes a photo frame connected to the base, courtesy of Purina. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. The top of the lineup and Colton Wong. The American League wild card, that is not settled yet. Yankees one ahead of Boston. If it ended today, those two teams would be in. Toronto is one back. Seattle a game and a half. And then Oakland 3.5 back. Red Sox at Baltimore tonight. The Yankees all-important series at Toronto.
If you're a baseball fan, buckle up. I mean, the last few days of this season are going to be so much fun. I'm kind of rooting for Seattle.
Grounder. Tommy Edman gets his counterpart. They have the longest drought right now in baseball. They have not been to postseason since all the way back in 2001. The next longest drought, which started with the game that Chris Carpenter threw against Roy Halladay, it's the Phillies in 2011.
That feels amazing.
Yeah.
That it's been that long for the Phillies. And for Seattle, they're about due. I mean, and they've had a lot of talent run through there. They just haven't been able to put it all together.
They go into their ball game tonight hosting Oakland. Mariners have won 8 of their last 9. And they, in that stretch of 9 games, have gone from 4 games out to a game and a half. And if they get in, they can look at their head-to-head with Oakland as to why. They've won 13 of the 17 matchups.
They have crushed them.
Omar Narvaez, that floats in there for a ball at 64 miles an hour. Narvaez grounded into the shift his first time up. 3 for his last 27. And the 1-1. In that Toronto series, it's in Toronto, and the Blue Jays received permission from the government to up their capacity from 15,000 to 30 beginning tonight.
Pretty good timing.
I was going to say, timing's everything.
Very fortuitous.
The 2-1.
That's another team for the Toronto Blue Jays that I find myself kind of rooting for also, because it has not been an easy road for them. They started playing in Florida and then Buffalo and then home, but in front of a very limited capacity. You think about the rigors of a regular season. Well, theirs has been a bit different.
3-1 pitch, now a full count. Can't imagine them moving that much. And it's relocating not only the players, but the families, the staff, the front office. That's tough. Looking for his second strikeout. And doesn't get it. Hasn't been getting the bottom of the zone. I think the zone has been maybe on the edges. It's been given, but not on the bottom.
Yeah, get in the corners, and it's all about just how quiet you are. You know, if Kisner's able to suck that thing up at the bottom of the zone, he's got a chance to get it.
2-out walk, and it brings in Christian Yelich. Waino is 10 of 11 first pitch strikes. And Yelich pops it up on the first pitch. DeYoung under it. And it'll be Edman who makes the catch. It hung up there long enough where both could look at each other and say, uh-oh, who gets it? It's Tommy. And there's no score. Back at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, download the McDonald's app and grab a $1 any size frozen beverage every game day. Valid April 1st through October 3rd on every Cardinals home or away game. The top of the lineup for St. Louis. We are scoreless in the home half of the 3rd. Tommy Edman singled to right his first time up. Paul Goldschmidt on deck, and then Tyler O'Neill. It's not only about, as you know, Brad, the team and what happens in this final week, but also individual milestones. Goldschmidt 2 runs batted away from batting in 100. You've got Nolan Arenado 1 shy of 34 home runs. That would be a single season, at least match it, record for third baseman in St. Louis. Adam Wainwright trying to get to his 17th victory tonight. And the Cardinals as a team with a magic number of 1 trying to make it again into postseason play.
Every year's got a different route to the postseason.
Edman pops it up, going out. Urias, the shortstop, and he has it. And oh, by the way, they're trying to make it 17 consecutive wins. That other record that,
if you like that,
keeps going.
Sort of thing. Well, you just mentioned Goldie 2 off of the 100. Remember, I mean, it had been since 2012 and Matt Holliday that the Cardinals had anybody driving 100. Nolan finally over that milestone at 103, but might as well be a pair.
Goldschmidt lines it out to left, and a base hit. Drops in front of Yelich. And Goldschmidt is 1 for 2. And the batter will be Tyler O'Neill.
It's a slider right here by Brandon Woodruff, and the pitch backs up on him a little bit. He wants it down and away. It ends up in. And Goldie again, going back to, you can't make any mistakes to this guy. As consistent as he's been, you miss your spot by a couple of inches, he's going to make you pay for it.
Here is Tyler O'Neill. Fly to right, his first time up. And a fastball taken outside. Kia player profile brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Most runs batted in baseball since September 11th. O'Neill with 21. One ball and 1 strike. We are watching a player that is coming into his own and playing with so much confidence, and maybe the player that we've all been waiting to see. I don't know if it's this good, but man, has he been on a tear. The 1-1.
And it's just such a unique skill set. You got guys around baseball that have power, and Tyler O'Neill's got plenty of that. But you don't generally see guys that have his mix of power, speed, glove, instincts. It's a heck of a toolbox.
The 2-1 pitch to Tyler O'Neill. On its way. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Tyler O'Neill. Chopped foul. Well, you look at July and August, he played in 44 games, had 6 home runs. Here in September, 11 home runs, and he's driven in 27. It's another 2-2 pitch to O'Neill.
It's a nice job spoiling a good changeup right there on the corner, especially as home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman. He's been given that just off the plate. Got to make him work. That's the thing about Brandon Woodruff. You know he can go out there and dominate, but you also know that you can get to him. Remember, last time he pitched in St. Louis, he was dealing, and then they were able to hang a 5 spot on him.
The 2-2. 3-2. See if the Cardinals, would they want to start Paul Goldschmidt here on 3-2? We'll see. A little bigger lead this time at first. He is not running, and the 3-2 is hit down the left field line. That ball is fair. One hopper off the wall. Goldie to third. They're going to wave him in. Relay to the plate, and he is out out, and a throw to third in there safely. I think Goldie may have felt that they were going to hold him up. He did not look all that comfortable going around the bag at third.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think that he kind of pulled up just a tiny bit, but we saw last series against the Brewers, they tested Yelich every time they had a chance. It was Colton Wong who was the trailer on this cutoff. He makes a good throw into Narvaez and ends up getting Goldie.
That is close.
Whew, I mean,
that is really close.
You're going to have to take another look at that. That toe's got a chance.
And Mike Schilt and the Cardinals took a long look at it. Boy, looking at that review of the camera angle shooting down the line towards home plate, I got to think about it.
It was just the difference of the toe. Was it up or did it end up getting down across the plate? Credit to Colton Wong being the trailer there on that double cut. He makes a really nice strong throw.
I think to your point, Brad, the Cardinals are going to be, oh boy, uber aggressive against Yelich, and that's why you send him here.
The aggressive nature of this ball club is half the reason that they've been in this spot.
And now it's Nolan Arenado with 2 outs and a runner at third. .361 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, the average. And strike one. Arenado was robbed by Yelich, and a diving catch in shallow left his first time up. And the 0-1 pitch taken high. A ball and a strike. So Arenado, highest slugging percentage all time against Milwaukee, and he's in the top 5. You appreciate being aggressive, but I don't know if you want to be aggressive with Arenado coming up and then the potential of 2 runners on and 1 out. Popped up near the screen and out of play. I mean, it's chancy, it's risky. You have been ultra aggressive here in these 16 games, but it's Nolan Arenado on deck.
No, I get it, absolutely. It's one of those hindsight 2020. If he's the eyelash the other way, if he just sneaks in, you love it. It's easy to question, though, as he gets gunned down at the plate with Nolan up.
And you got to wonder if that's what Goldie was thinking too. Like, they're not going to send me here with Arenado on deck. Took a chance, did not pay off. And the 1-2 pitch to Nolan Arenado. Arenado slicing towards right center, and the catch is made by Taylor. Started with Yelich in the relay to the plate to get Goldie. No score. You can start planning for the summer of 2022 right now. October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Shelter Insurance will give 30,000 fans a 2022 Cardinals magnet schedule. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Michael Langston, who's been the longtime booth assistant, the radio side, helps us out a bit on TV throughout our ceremonial first pitch today, and so did Rick Ankiel with a ceremonial first pitch, sticking around town. He was signing autographs today, and he just told us that he wanted the TrackMan on it. He wanted spin rate.
I think he had a pretty good one.
It was a good one. It was right in there.
He was looking for a little chase under the zone. Always has an idea of what he's doing.
He told me he was thinking about throwing a breaking ball.
Buckled Mike Crudale a little bit.
I love it. Base hit to left, Garcia. Leadoff hit, and it brings in Vogel back.
Garcia's been tough against the Cardinals. We've seen a lot of doubles, home runs. This one just a ground ball that sneaks right through the hole. And if you're Adam Wainwright, well, you'll take ground balls, all the ground balls.
Vogelback fell behind 0-2, worked the count full, and then delivered with a 3-2 pitch single to right field back in the second inning. Shift on the right side. So anything hit on the right side, it's Nolan Arenado turning your double play. One of the oddities of the shift.
We've seen Nolan turn some slick double plays on that side. He knows the footwork. You have to work on these things nowadays.
The 1-0. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. A short lead at first by Garcia. 2-1. Miles Michaelis will go tomorrow night. Adrian Hauser in game 2. And Thursday is a day game at 12:15.
Been pretty encouraged with what we've seen from Miles Michaelis.
Vogelback takes another strike. 2-2. He is grounded into 6 double plays this year. I thought Miles was as sharp as we seen him last time out.
Oh yeah, I mean that looked like vintage Miles Michaelis from 2018, spotting up where he wanted to, getting a lot of weak contact, aggressive within the strike zone. Everything that you want to see.
Fastball missed in.
I like that sequence right there by Adam Wainwright. The pitch prior threw the cutter and ended up catching that corner. This time tried the sinker and tried to front door Daniel Vogelback there. Just ended up pulling it across a little bit too much. But that's that pitching. That's that painting part of it.
Jim Hayes reported on the pregame. It'll be Jay Happ going on Thursday. And the 3-2 pitch to Vogelback. Garcia not running. Ground ball hit to the right side. Tommy Edman is there. The turn not in time. You can see that both, it looked like Edman and DeYoung had just a little bit of an issue trying to get it out of the glove.
Well, that was one of those rarities on that one as it's hit that far to the right side. And you're right, Tommy Edman, it sticks there for a second. Clean for DeYoung, but it just took a little bit too much time to develop. That was one where Paul was able to get back to second base, be the natural shortstop on the turn.
Urias single to center, first time up, and takes a strike. 3 for 7 against Adam Wainwright. He's had a good year. Leads their team in runs, extra base hits, second in doubles, 21 home runs. Quietly, when you think about the big names in this lineup.
Well, it took a while too for him to really turn into that guy. They thought that's who they were getting when the trade happened, but it was slow to develop.
The 0-1. That is well hit out to deep left. It's at the wall and it's off of Big Mac land. A long home run. Urias number 22. 2-0 Milwaukee.
Adam Wainwright trying to induce the ground ball, wants the cutter down and away, and it ends up center cut right in the wheelhouse for Urias. And he knows right off the bat this thing is gone. Hits it off the facade off of Big Mac land.
Hit the French fries.
Not sure if you get anything extra with that, but maybe a shake or a toy.
Yeah.
A hug.
It's a very nice long embrace.
Yeah, hugs are free.
1 ball and 1 strike. Cardinals will have Carlson, Bader, and DeYoung coming up. Now trailing 2-0. Peterson has had fits against Adam Wainwright. 1 for 15. Grounded out his first time up. And the 2-1 pitch inside, 3-1.
Well, during this streak, the Cardinals have found themselves in the hole a couple of times, and they've done a really good job of punching back. It was Adam Wainwright's last start. He gave up 4 in the first inning, had another run given up, a couple of home runs by Taylor. He was down 5-0. What did they do? Well, they figured out ways to scrape back.
Off the glove of Wainwright, and that'll be a base hit. And that's one that Waino would love to have back.
That's a play right there that he snags 99 times out of 100. And you know your defenders are behind you as well, but you feel like you've got that one, just clanks off his thumb.
Here's Tyrone Taylor, ruled a base hit. Brewers about hit the Cardinals 5-4, and they lead it 2-0.
I mentioned a couple of home runs that Taylor hit off Wainwright last time. They were both breaking balls. One a cutter away, one a curve ball. First at bat tied him up with a fastball in, got the ground ball. Would expect to see him get him inside at some point.
Taken low. Reds are trailing against Tony La Russa and the White Sox 2-0, top of 3. They're in the bottom of the 6th, and Atlanta leading the Phillies 2-0. One ball and 1 strike. Two strikes. Well, if the Cardinals win, they're in. If they would lose and the Phillies lose and the Reds lose, they are in. But as we all know, ideally you'd love to win it and do it with a win tonight at your home ballpark.
That's more of a fun celebration, isn't it?
No doubt.
Do it on your own.
Missed in, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, that's a pitch that Adam Wainwright would love to get. Any pitcher would, and it's a strike. Bruce Dreckman just not giving that inside corner.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Peterson, your runner at first. And a ground ball softly hit. Arenado gets the lead man. Hit slowly enough to where that was a close play at second base.
You have to pull the trigger quickly if you're Nolan Arenado, knowing you can get the runner at second base. It hit very slow. That's bang bang right there to get Peterson. He's got no fear. I mean, he's going for that lead runner.
Brandon Woodruff grounded out to Paul Goldschmidt, first time up. 2 outs and runner at first. First pitch in for a strike. Hit the other way, and a fair ball off the sidewall. And racing to third will be Taylor. Woodruff with a single, extends the inning to Colton Wong.
Brandon Woodruff gets tied up so much on this one, but it's enough to be able to keep it fair. And good thing on the last batter on Taylor, Nolan Arenado was able to get that lead runner at second base. Just inside out swing right there.
And Mike Maddox out to visit. Waino catches his breath, and you get Colton Wong coming to the plate, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He is flied to left and grounded out to second. Colton hitting .298 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Wong has had a very good season, first year in Milwaukee, and runners at the corners trying to extend their 2-0 lead. Breaking ball, and that's taken low. Again, not getting the lower portion of the strike zone. Not to say he's missing calls, but sometimes those go your way. He's just not getting them.
Yeah, no, it changes things, especially when you have a veteran like Adam Wainwright who can put the ball there over and over again if he is getting the call.
Ground ball, backhanded by Goldie. The Brewers pick up 2, they strand 2. Wong 0 for 3. Carlson, Bader, DeYoung coming up, and it's 2-0. Midwest is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Cardinals, and by Car Shield. Car Shield cars go farther. Beautiful night here in St. Louis. Urias, a 2-run homer, and the Brewers have a lead, moving to the home half of the fourth, 2-0 over St. Louis. Carlson, Bader, and DeYoung coming up. The stadium is filled up a bit. Get those early starts. School is back in session, obviously. 6:45 starts, but it's filled up.
Yeah, late arriving crowd.
Yeah, and truly, this was one.
Yeah, no, it's so great to see. And Dan, you mentioned it early in the broadcast. You feel it. Like, you feel the energy. When Adam Wainwright was walking in from the bullpen, got close to the dugout, the play started, just getting that buzz. That's what it's about.
And again, there are tickets remaining for tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. A few thousand left. But then Saturday and Sunday nearly sold out, and they will sell out before this week is through. It's always special, long baseball season, even if you're in contention or not, but players that maybe are playing their final week for a team, or a broadcaster that's been doing the games for 50 years in his final week. Mike Shannon, he'll be honored this weekend and multiple times throughout the week. Always bittersweet.
Yeah, it is, and every season has a story, doesn't it? And some are easy to tell, some are winding roads. Like this season has been a winding road, but you're right, there's so many different personalities that are put on it. So if you get a chance to come see it at the end of the regular season.
Carlson with a drive out to deep right, at the wall, gone, just over the glove of Garcia. St. Louis on the board. Dylan Carlson, home run number 16.
What has this team done so many times during this streak? Well, they have punched right back, and Dylan Carlson, not wasting any time, gets himself a fastball in and punches back to cut the lead in half. That's what winning teams do.
And now the buzz and the energy back in the crowd, just like that with one swing. Here's Harrison Bader, struck out his first time up. Inside and a ball. That's Carlson's first home run since the 2-home run night that Friday against the Padres, which included a grand slam. The 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike. The most runs batted in by a St. Louis rookie switch hitter now belongs to Dylan Carlson.
Have a year.
That was number 60. And Bader hits a little floater out to center, and that'll drop in for a base hit. Back-to-back hits for the Cardinals here in the home half of the 4th.
Changeup from Brandon Woodruff stays up in the zone. Harrison Bader serves this thing into center field. Got some speed on the bases right now, and a little bit of pressure on Brandon Woodruff, who probably thought that last inning you get the runner thrown out at home. Okay, boom, I can take a breath. Well, the Cardinals keep putting that pressure on.
And some activity now in the bullpen for Milwaukee, and this maybe is your answer. That's Gustave of what they are going to do with the starting pitching from here on out. If you have Gustave up now, you're thinking, okay, let's get Woodruff maybe through 4, maybe 5, and then he's out.
Yeah, be careful. They're trying to set up their pitching for the postseason, and the way that they've got it set up currently, Craig Counsell has his staff. It's going to be Corbin Burns, Freddie Peralta, then Brandon Woodruff. I believe Hauser would be their number 4 guy in the playoffs, the way that it's set up right now, but there's no reason to push it too far. And that could work to the benefit, certainly, of the Cardinals, who outside right now of the back end of the bullpen, Josh Hader specifically, there have been some cracks in this bullpen for the Brewers.
Let's see if they want to run with Harrison Bader at first base, and this crowd coming alive. Paul DeYoung now at the plate. Back-to-back hits for St. Louis. The first pitch to the Cardinals shortstop. Long look inside. DeYoung was hit by a pitch his last time up. It was also Dylan Carlson's 50th extra base hit this year, most among Cardinals rookie switch hitters all time. He's only 22.
Pretty good base.
Yeah. 2 balls and no strikes. Kisner on deck. As the smoke from the fireworks after the home run just starting to clear out of Busch Stadium. The haze that kind of hangs over the ballpark.
I'd like to see a thicker haze in a count like this.
Let it fly. The 2-0 pitch. And he did.
That's it. That's it. That's the swing. You foul it off. You missed it. Who cares? Be aggressive in counts like that.
The 2-1. 2-2. DeYoung into center and a base hit. 3 consecutive hits to begin the bottom of the 4th for St. Louis. He fought it off and muscled it into center field.
It's a 95-mile-an-hour sinker on the inner half to Paul DeJong. Good arm side movement, gets in on him, but you're right, Dan, just strong enough to get that thing out into center field. Harrison Bader's going to have to read this thing. Harrison reacts, sees it up, has to see it down, so there's no way he can get a better jump than that. He's not going to end up on third. Got to take some chances every once in a while, but that ain't the time.
And now Kisner. Runners at first and second. Andrew Kisner singled to center first time up. Wainwright on deck.
That's a pitch right there that Adam Wainwright has wanted a couple of times and has not gotten by home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman.
Wainwright, if you're wondering, had 68 pitches so far tonight. And number 57 from Woodruff is taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bader dancing out there in the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. You can see that DeJong is watching Bader, and it's almost as if to watch to see, okay, he's got the green light if he wants to go and maybe swipe third. Now, do you want to be that risky with it? You might.
Just depends on how good of a jump you get. And we've talked a little bit about Brandon Woodruff focusing a lot on the runners. Take some of that attention off your task at hand to the plate.
The 2-1. Kisner with a fly ball into center. Bader goes back to the bag, and he'll tag up from second to third. Runners at the corners, and 1 out, and a chance for Adam Wainwright. Squeeze play, safety squeeze, show bunt, let him swing, or played straight up. All that right now on the table with a pitcher that can handle the bat.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have options when it comes to Adam Wainwright, who he puts work into this part, and he took himself to task throughout the season, being upset about what he's done with the bat. He's got an opportunity to tie this game up for himself.
1 out, runners at the corners, and the first pitch to Wainwright, showing bunt, pulls back and taken just high.
We'll see in a spot like that too how well Adam Wainwright can deaden it, or if he wants to try to push it through a hole. The left side's got some room.
The right fielder Garcia playing very shallow. Corners are in, and the 1-0 pitch to Adam Wainwright on its way. Bunts it foul. A ball and a strike. Middle infield in a step or two. And the 1-1 pitch to Adam Wainwright. Waino again showing bunt, gets it down. Here comes Bader. He will score, and the game is tied 2-2. The speed of Bader. Waino gets the bunt down, and we're tied up at 2.
Go from the long ball to start the inning, to cut the lead in half, to small ball as Harrison gets over, as Kisner hits one out to center. He tags up, and Adam Wainwright drops down a perfect bunt. Safety squeeze, sees it down. Harrison is on the move. Got a whole new ball game again.
And Bader, you got to love the fact that he tagged up on the fly ball by Kisner, got himself to third, and now a base hit could put St. Louis on top. DeJong at second. Here's Tommy Edman. He is 1 for 2. And the first pitch. Edman. Fly ball into deep right. And that'll be caught by Aviseo Garcia. The Cardinals have tied it up. Brand new game with a magic number at 1. Carlson made it a 2-1 game. Bueno the bunt. Bader scored, and we're tied at 2.
Top 5 in St. Louis. Dylan Carlson goes deep, made it 2-1. It's now 2-2. Edmundo Sosa still dealing with some right wrist soreness. He was out on the field earlier today doing some light throwing. Mike Schultz says Sosa is making slow and steady progress, but he's yet to swing a bat. Schultz also announced that Jack Flaherty would be available out of the bullpen tonight. Schultz said Jack's in a very fluid situation. Right now, we want to use him out of the pen in situations that aren't necessarily high leverage, depending on what the game dictates. The main thing for Jack, says Schultz, is getting him touches on the mound. Danny, they'd like to build him back up gradually and carefully.
I think carefully being the operative word in that situation when you talk about Jack Flaherty.
Yeah,
You've got to be careful.
Yeah, and the idea of getting touches off the mound, it's crazy to believe a guy is just going to be sharp after spending time on the IL. You want to ease back into action, and there's healthy and then there's comfortable. I think that you're trying to figure out how to get him comfortable, because Jack Flaherty, we know the skill set that Jack has. That can be quite a weapon come postseason time. You just got to figure out how to best utilize it.
The 1-0 pitch. Omar Narvaez looks at his strike. Hitting .292 this season on the road. We are in the 5th, and we're tied at 2. Brewers picked up a 2-run homer by Urias, and the Cardinals answered back with 2 of their own. The big shift on the right side. Fouled back. And it's a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. This run has been incredibly entertaining. Not just the fact that they're winning games, but the manner in which the Cardinals have done it. And truly a team effort. The 1-2. Foul.
There have been so many wins during this 16-game streak that, you know, Dan, early in the year, they just wouldn't win those types of games.
No
Games
question.
where they get down early. Adam Wainwright's last start is a really good example, as he gave up the grand slam in the first.
Probably the best example.
Yeah, early on in the season, you think to yourself, like, oh, okay, well, you know, pack him in, let's go get him tomorrow. But right now, you continue to think, and this team, more importantly, continues to think, how are we going to win games? Like what is going to happen next that's great? And Harrison Bader's home run late the other day was a great example of that. Like, you just felt like that was going to happen. And you know, in that dugout, they felt like that moment was going to happen. Well, when you show up to the ballpark believing you're going to win every day, and lo and behold, you're winning every day, hey, you're dangerous. Confidence is one heck of a thing.
The 2-2 pitch to Narvaez. Curveball, and take it for another ball. Bueno tonight has walked 1. He has struck out 1.
Well, that is not Bruce Dreckman's side of the plate. That's for sure. That's a strike.
3-2. And that'll find the seats out of play. A season that began with limited capacity, which seems like such a long time ago, against these Milwaukee Brewers here at Busch Stadium, the home portion of the schedule.
That really doesn't feel like it was this year.
3-2 pitch. Gets underneath it, pops it up, and who wants it here? It'll be, without question, Paul DeYoung. Sail the Caribbean January 23rd through the 29th. Cardinals Hall of Famers Ray Langford, John Tudor. They'll be a part of it, along with alumni Danny Cox and Brian Jordan. Space limited. Cardinals.com/cruise today. And this time last year, with the cardboard cutouts and now the electricity back in this ballpark, the Cardinals looking to go back to postseason play. Yelich this year against the Cardinals is 8 for 42. That's a 190 average. Grounder, and that will roll foul. That's the home plate umpire's call until it goes by the bag.
It was very close.
Joe West called it foul, and he's at first. It's where it goes over the bag. If it gets there, that's the home plate umpire there. Now it's past it, and Joe West made the call.
Yeah, I think he's got the right call there.
Yep. And the 0-2 pitch. Yelich slaps it foul. Wainwright 16 of 21 first pitch strikes tonight.
The key is getting ahead and being able to work off of that. And Adam, he knows himself so well. He knows all of his pitches. He can shape them in different ways. But 0-1 is a big difference.
The 1-2 inside corner, and he struck him out. He gets Yelich on the inside corner. Strikeout number 2 for Waino.
We just talked about the other corner that Adam didn't get against Narvaez, but inside sinks it back, hits the corner, gets that call. What a pitch.
Gustave has stopped throwing, but just standing on the mound, and you got to wonder if that's going to be it for Woodruff.
You'd have to believe he's coming into this ball game. They're going to be careful with all their starters, set themselves up for the postseason.
Here's Garcia with 2 outs and nobody on. Strike 1. Waino riding an active streak, 21 consecutive home starts, going 5 innings or more against the Brewers. Most among any pitcher in Major League Baseball history, what he's done against Milwaukee. It's incredible. And he pitches historically so well at this ballpark.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And Adam is, and he has been this entire game, in attack mode.
A count of 1 ball and 1 strike. The Cardinals will have 2, 3, and 4 coming up in their half of the 5th. Goldschmidt, O'Neill, Arenado. The 2-1 on the ground. That's backhanded by the second baseman on the shortstop side of the bag, Tommy Edman. The big bats coming up. MB3 Part 2. Started that painting earlier today, and the finishing touches now being put upon that. Get that painting at bigleagueimpact.org/live-painting. New pitcher is Yandel Gustave, and he pitched in the 10-2 loss against St. Louis. Last time that we saw him, 2 2/3, couple of hits, a run, struck out 2. And the big bats coming up for the Cardinals in the home half of the 5th, tied at 2. Goldschmidt, O'Neill, Arenado, and Goldie greets him with a base hit. That ball is fair down into the right field corner. Goldschmidt on his way to second, and he will stop there. A leadoff double, Paul Goldschmidt. Goldie is second hit of the night.
Not a bad way to greet Gustave. A breaking ball, slider, it's down. He takes it that way, and Garcia goes after it. Kind of gets stuck under the wall for a second, kicks off. But he's able to get it, corral it, and that is a good start to the bottom of the 5th inning. This has been one of the weak spots for the Brewers here recently. The bullpen, 3rd highest ERA in the NL in the month of September.
O'Neill, base hit into right. Goldie will be held up. Now he'll come around. It gets away by Garcia. O'Neill racing to 3rd, and the Cardinals have the lead. 3-2. It'll be a base hit. E9 on the play. Goldschmidt scores, and Pop Warner was going to hold him up and then brought him in.
Yeah, he was standing there. He was definitely not going. This one a sinker. It's down. Another great job of driving it the other way, and Garcia just snakes under his glove. And it's the Cardinals again taking advantage of a mistake on the other side while they've done such a good job of playing clean baseball.
And a strike to Nolan Arenado. Cardinals have their first lead of the night. It's 3-2. O'Neill, the runner at 3rd. Milwaukee, the infield is in. And Busch Stadium ready to explode. The 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Arenado, a fly ball into center. O'Neill tagging at 3rd. Here he comes, throw to the plate. He is safe, and the Cardinals have a 4-2 lead. The speed of Tyler O'Neill, 4-2 St. Louis.
Talked about all the tools that O'Neill has in that toolbox, the speed being a very important one. Great at-bat by Nolan Arenado in a situation, manufacturing runs, and this thing not even close. Taylor coming up firing, but you weren't getting that guy.
30 feet per second racing home. I mean, he can just fly. And here is Carlson, who got it started for the Cardinals last inning with a home run. Nissan drive of the game back in the 4th inning. And Dylan Carlson with home run number 16. And he brings in his 60th. It's it out of play. And it's 0-2.
I like how aggressive Dylan Carlson's swing has been recently. We saw him hitting higher up in the order, and I do think that he could fit really well at the top of the order. But I think that we saw him trying so much to get on base, he'd never really unleashed that big swing.
1-2.
We're seeing him unlock it a little bit more.
I think as he gets older, too, more comfortable, understands the role, you're going to see that 20, 25, 30 home runs. The 1-2. Carlson. Wong. Jump stop. Oh, what a play here by Colton Wong. We saw that a time or two in St. Louis, and that is as good as it gets. Wow.
I used to like seeing that more than I like seeing it on that play, but pretty athletic, pretty impressive. Colton knew he wasn't going to have much time. Dylan Carlson runs well, and as soon as he catches this thing, he's jumping and throwing. Perfect throw on the money to Daniel Vogelback to get Carlson by a step.
What a great play that is.
Good player.
Harrison Bader, 1 for 2 with a run scored. He scored on this squeeze put down by Adam Wainwright. That was the first time Waino has driven in a run on a squeeze play. First time. Come to the ballpark, you're going to see something you've never seen before.
Pretty good time for it. Needed that.
Inning started with a leadoff double by Goldschmidt. His 6th season with 35 or more doubles. He now has 175 hits. And that's the most since his career high of 182. Did that back in 2013. It's been a great year for Goldie.
He's been so consistent.
Backs up, taken for a ball. The 1-2. Chopped by Bader to short. Taken there. Urias. The Cardinals have their first lead of the night. 4-2 St. Louis. The Cardinals with a lead, a magic number of 1. They win tonight and they head to the postseason. They have a lead of 4-2. Woodruff went 4 innings, 7 hits. Urias, a couple of hits, including a 2-run homer. Waino is through 5 thus far. Tyler O'Neill picking up right where he left off in the road trip, 2 for 3. And so now you have a 4-2 lead and Adam Wainwright on the mound.
Yeah, Adam going out there for his 6th inning of work, sitting at 85 pitches, so you can't expect him to go too much deeper into this game. But look, he's smelling it right now. This is a guy where you fell into a little bit of a hole. He knew his guys would have his back. He helped himself out, dropping down that great bunt. And here we are again, this Cardinal team just being relentless.
And a strike to Daniel Vogelbach. And this is when Waino, doesn't happen all the time, but a lot of times he starts to smell it. He senses it, understands the importance of the moment, the inning, the game. Again, not all the time, but you just see him kind of take his game to a different level.
Yeah, and Adam talks about as games go on and like maybe pitch count gets up there a little bit, the game gets heavier and heavier, how he'll step off, kind of get some of that energy from the crowd and put that right into everything he's doing.
And the 0-2. Swing and a miss and a strikeout of Daniel Vogelbach in number 3 tonight for Waino. A strikeout to begin play here in the top of the 6th. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. Urias off of the fries in Big Mac Land. And that was a long home run. And he's 2 for 2 tonight. By the way, Paul Goldschmidt scored his 29th run of the month. Here in September. And that's it out of play. That's the most by a Cardinal in September since Stan the Man had 29 back in 1949. It's tied for the 4th most in club history for runs scored in a single September. Hornsby had 37 in 1922.
Holy cow. We're seeing it. We keep saying it's a historic run that this team is on. Yet historic facts keep popping up. Good pitch right there. I like the idea too with Urias. Get inside. There's room in there. There's room in there to throw strikes. Definitely to get him off of a pitch, because now if you want to throw that good cutter and get it away, you can get him to reach.
That's where you get your ground ball, rolls over. Kisner though sets up inside. Missed. Cardinals left a young Kisner, Waino's spot. Wayne right now at 91 pitches. The 2-1. The 3-1 pitch, and he walked him. the BJC Healthcare difference maker, and it's been Adam Wainwright.
Well, Adam has done such a good job of getting ahead against the Brewers, been spotting up, hasn't got all the calls, but got a lot of weak contact as well. Gave up that 2-run homer that we just showed you, but really has bared down in the biggest spots in this game. And again, giving his team a chance to win. Adam's been doing that all year. Heck, he's done a lot more than that. He's carried this team on his back, and he's doing it again.
So 1 out, runner at first, and that pitch taken for a strike. Jace Peterson grounded to a fielder's choice, grounded back to Wainwright. It was knocked down, ruled a base hit. That's lined for a base hit into center. Urias will stop at second base with Bader charging aggressively in center. Runners at first and second. And there is activity in the St. Louis bullpen with McFarland getting loose for the Cardinals.
That's just a good piece of hitting. It's a sinker. It's down. Oftentimes you get your ground ball right there. He just sticks the bat out, serves it out there into center.
Kobe Milner is a lefty getting loose for the Brewers in their bullpen. McFarland, the lefty for St. Louis. And you have Gustave, the pitcher, spot on deck. Milwaukee is 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position tonight. Big 7-year-old fan, Luke Jacob, watching us tonight. And Luke, let's hope we see a winner out of the Cardinals tonight. That's Luke Jacob, massive Cardinal fan. It's odd with Mike Schilt not having Yadi as the catcher tonight with Adam Wainwright on the mound. So Yadi taken out of the lineup. Yadios. And then all of a sudden it was Kisner that was put in. Runners at first and second. And that pitch taken just a bit low.
Give that double play right here.
The 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. On deck, Eduardo Escobar, switch hitter.
Saw Adam in his first at bat really tie up Tyrone Taylor inside. Good sinker there.
Runners at first and second. The 2-0 pitch. 2-1. So the pitch count at 98. Waino's spot due up third. One way or another, probably his final inning.
Yeah, it's going to be, you would believe it for him. He just wants to get through this one unscathed.
The 2-1 fouled back. We may have gotten away with that. 2-2. And this crowd will sense it and start to come alive.
So you wonder now, you've got Taylor out there and you've seen a couple of pitches away. It was the fastball before that one, a cutter up that probably did get away with, but high enough just to foul off instead of it landing in a danger zone. You wonder if he thinks about trying to go in here. I like the harder breaking ball to Taylor better than I like the curveball, unless you're going to bounce it.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. For tonight for Adam Wainwright.
Rears back and fires. It's the fastball. It's away. It's 90 up in the zone a little bit. And when you're thinking about all the other things that Adam Wainwright has in his arsenal, you're worried about the cutter away. You're worried about the big breaking ball. He brings you 90 upstairs, and it is plenty to get the job done.
Escobar, the former Arizona Diamondback, started his season there. Brewers made the trade to bring him in. He's played third. He's played first. 28 home runs for Escobar. Pitch number 100. It was a strikeout. Escobar, 101, looks at a strike. Two outs. Runners at first and second. Waino trying to gut through it now. Ground ball, and he will get through it. Goldie is there. He'll step on the bag. Wainwright is through 6, and they are loving it here at Busch. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals, not to be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. The Budweiser What's on Tap. And for St. Louis, the first of 3 tonight against Milwaukee. 2 of the 3 games against the Cubs this weekend will be on Valley Sports, and then the regular season is through. The National League wildcard game would be next Wednesday. Will it be San Francisco? Will it be Los Angeles?
Well, you know those 2 teams are going to be fighting tooth and nail to make sure they are not the team that has to play in that 1-game wild card. The Chevy called the bullpen. Hobie Milner into the ball game.
So Milner in, the lefty to face Paul DeJong. The Cardinals leading 4-2. And the first pitch is strike. Gustave came in 1 inning, gave up a couple of runs. Nothing in 2 the count. The Milwaukee Brewers looking ahead to the 7th inning. With 3 lefties in a row, Wong, Narvaez, and Yelich in the top of their lineup. Nothing in 2 the count on DeJong. It's been hit by a pitch and a base hit, and takes a pitch a little bit low. And the 1-2. Inside, and it's 2-2. Adam Wainwright, his night looks to be through. His spot due up third for St. Louis.
Yeah, well, not surprising to see that guy top stepping, right? His job might be done on the mound, but he's cheering for his team now.
The crowd tonight, 35,726. 35726, and again, the playoff tickets are on sale now at Cardinals.com.
You felt it there, didn't you, when Adam was coming off the mound there, got the ground ball to end the 6th. You just feel the energy in this park.
Atlanta 2-0, the lead in the top of the 9th. The White Sox in the top of the 6th, leading Cincinnati 3-1. Cardinals leading here 4-2. They've out-hit the Brewers 9-7. The 2-2, and a strikeout of DeJong. Pre-register today, Cardinals Spring Training 2022, and join us for spring training baseball in sunny Florida. 1-800-892-7687 for all your accommodations. Jose Rondon is on deck. Crowd has gotten the wave going. Once again started. by one Jim Hayes. Pulled foul. A ball and a strike. Kisner tonight, base hit to center and fly to center.
But both of those balls he hit hard too. Just hitting it on the nose.
The 1-1. Kisner this year 4 for 40 against left-handed pitching.
Obi Milner to me looks like a fairly uncomfortable at bat also. He crossfires, not afraid to throw into the righties.
The 2-2. Pulled foul. And right into the Milwaukee dugout. That may have gotten Lorenzo Cain. The 2-2. Struck him out on the inside corner. Back-to-back Ks.
Milner showed him a couple change-ups outside this time. Climbs the ladder inside and gets the call.
Jose Rondon in that 4-game sweep of the Cubs came off the bench in a key pinch hit 2-run homer. He's done a nice job in what is one of the toughest roles in this sport. He's 11 for 38. That's a .289 average, a double, couple of home runs. Gives you that quality at bat. Never looks overmatched to me.
Oh, it is so hard to get comfortable in a role like that, and it takes a lot of preparation. It takes just like a lot of mental toughness to know that, hey, I might get one at bat in this game, or I might have to go play some defense. Got to be ready at all times, and he's done that. And another high energy guy, you know, just kind of brings it, gives you everything that he's got. Whatever you're asked to do, he does it.
And the 1-1 pitch to Jose Rondon. Rondon hits it down the left field line. Gone! It's gone! Off the bench again! Jose Rondon!
Add that hanging breaking ball by Milner to the list of things that he has done here recently. Rondon just getting comfortable in a role, comes off the bench and hammers it to extend the lead to 5-2. The big hug from Adam Wainwright. These boys just know. They know something good is going to happen at any time of the game, and it happens again here.
Now Tommy Edman. And Edman hits it out to deep left. Yelich going back and makes the catch on the track. Jose Rondon is third pinch hit homer this year. We're having some fun back at home as the Cardinals are trying to make it 17 consecutive wins. And they're trying to go to postseason play. 5-2 St. Louis.
Jose Rondon, the pinch hit homer, tacks one on. Cards lead it 5-2. The Cardinal players are focused on things beyond their current 16-game winning streak, like clinching, getting into the playoffs, and continuing their run. But they appreciate the history involved with a franchise record winning streak. Harrison Bader told me this: it hit me after we set the record, it was low-key in the dugout. Willie McGee looked at me, smiled, and said, "Man, you run like we used to back in the day." Bader said, "If I could be half the player Willie was, that would mean the world to me." But Danny, a tip of the cap from Willie, pretty good.
As good as it gets. And now it's T.J. McFarland, the Chevy called to the pen. Waino went 6 tonight, and the first pitch to Wong is taken for a ball. Wong tonight is hitless. He's flied to left, grounded out to second, grounded out to first. Wong hits it the other way and past Nolan Arenado, and hustling in Tyler O'Neill, and Wong will stay put at first. Fights it off, picks up a base hit.
How many times have we seen Colton Wong do this? This thing eats him up and just sneaks it past Arenado. But another weak ground ball, and that's something that T.J. McFarland, boy, he can get a lot of. And credit the closing speed, as you mentioned, Dan, there of Tyler O'Neill. Got a lot of left fielders that might not be able to get to this ball as quickly. Colton Wong knows that and doesn't try to take advantage.
McFarland has been able to get so many ground balls, and a lot of those turn into double plays. And that's been a vital role here for St. Louis. Initially acquired to maybe settle the pin down multi-innings, but he's been much better than that. Narvaez at the plate, grounder, Goldie on to second, back to first, double play, right on cue.
How is that for timing right there? Goldie is so good around the bag, and this ball is hit hard. He does a great job, takes it on a knee, perfect feed to Paul, and he finishes this thing off. That's the thing, when you've got a guy like T.J. McFarland on the mound, everybody's on their toes right away. I mean, you know there is going to be some sort of action, and for my money, Paul is the best first baseman in the game.
Period.
I love what he does around the bag. He just makes everybody better.
There's Yelich, and that is taken for a ball low. That's the 11th ground ball double play turned behind McFarland this year. Two balls and no strikes. The shift on the right side of the infield. And those 11 double plays turned behind him, all 11 since the All-Star break. Yelich taps it foul, 2-1. That's the most in baseball.
Well, that's just, a lot of it is T.J. McFarland coming in with inherited runners on and getting that ground ball to get out of somebody else's jam. Nice to be able to have that fireman. We have. You look around baseball, you got so many guys that throw hard and can get swing and miss, get strikeouts. There's an art to that, though. Getting the ground ball, getting outs quickly, and then this guy can also give you the multiple innings. He did that last time out. He went 2 innings on Saturday against the Cubs and was highly effective. He's had a couple of days off now. Having a guy that can give you multiples or just come in and get that one ground ball when you really need him to save an inning, it's a great weapon.
2 outs and nobody on. Yelich is 1 for 8 against McFarland. Head to head. And a grounder left side. There is Nolan Arenado. Time to stretch here at Busch. And the Cardinals have a 3-run lead. Goldie, O'Neill, Arenado coming up. St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Bally Sports Midwest is brought to you by BJC Healthcare, the world's best medicine made better. And by Budweiser, this Bud's for you. The Cardinals have a 5-2 lead. They fell behind early 2-0 and 5 unanswered. The Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. Paul Goldschmidt, O'Neill, and Arenado. Goldie is fly to right, singled to left, doubled against Gustave in the 5th and came around to score. hitting .355 against the lefties this year. Look at that big bender.
Ooh. It's a nice pitch. Milner in for his second inning of work. He was just recalled today. Hunter Strickland ended up going on the paternity list, and we've seen Milner before. He's got some good stuff.
And Goldschmidt hits it out of play. And it's a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Luis Garcia, the right-hander, throwing in the St. Louis bullpen. And a swing and a miss. Well, that's something we haven't seen a lot of in this stretch. The strikeout of Paul Goldschmidt. Putting everything in play.
Yeah, he has been a very tough out, and this is just a tough pitch. This thing starts off the plate away, ends up missing just under the zone.
Third strikeout for Milner, and now Tyler O'Neill. 2 hits tonight. Fly to right. Doubled down into the left field corner, and singled and scored in the 5th. The Brewers in the 8th will have Garcia, Vogelback, and Urias. The Braves 2-1 in the 9th inning, leading the Phillies. Inside. Two and two. And the 2-2 is popped foul out of play. During this stretch run, Tyler O'Neill, 3 doubles, 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in, 19 runs scored in his last 17.
Wow. You just look at the bulk numbers for the year and how good they've been for Tyler O'Neill. You're going to have streakier times. You're going to have runs like that. Maybe not like that. That's ridiculous, the numbers that he's putting up. But what Tyler O'Neill has turned into is something special.
While we have a moment, quick word from Great Southern Bank.
While you're focused on what really matters, we're focused on making your journey a little easier. Great Southern Bank, rated the #1 bank in America by our customers, according to Forbes.
So 2 outs, and Nolan Arenado, sac fly back in the 5th, driving in number 104 this year. Arenado, a drive, left center, gone! Clears the wall and into the bullpen of the Brewers. And that is number 34 for Nolan Arenado. He has matched the single season high for a Cardinal third baseman. 34 home runs.
It was a changeup from Hobie Milner, which is a dangerous pitch to Nolan Arenado. He hits off speed better than anybody in the game. And that beautiful swing, head down, long extension, and he extends the Cardinals' lead to 4.
Now Dylan Carlson looks at a strike. Tatis in 99, Scott Rowland, and now Nolan Arenado, third baseman with 34 home runs in a single season. Ground ball hit to short. The Cardinals have added to their lead. The magic number sitting at 1, and they're 6 outs away. We head to the 8th, 6-2 St. Louis. Nolan Arenado is driven in 2 tonight, up to 105 in his 34th home run. So what's happening around the league? Will Smith against Freddie Galvis, and he gets the strikeout. So the Phillies now eliminated from wild card contention, and the Braves, a huge win for them as they're now 3.5 up against the Phillies, with 2 head-to-head between those two teams left, and then the weekend series.
Yeah, you knew that was going to be a big one coming into tonight. You saw the emotions there from the Braves. Just great tight baseball down the stretch here around the league.
Luis Garcia, Chevy called to the pen. He'll get Avisail Garcia, Daniel Vogelbach, Luis Urias. And the first pitch, strike one. Right-handers hitting just 162 against Garcia. And the 0-1. Nothing in 2.
Not only is that 99, but it's just falling off the table. That's that great sinking action right there from Garcia. And then he's got the slider that he can throw that goes the other way and drops off.
Swing and a miss, and a strikeout of Garcia to begin the 8th.
Luis Garcia shows off that slider there. The pitch prior was a nasty 99-mile-an-hour sinker. This time he shakes to the slider, gets it on the corner, and is able to get Garcia swinging.
Daniel Vogelbach, shift on the right side of the infield for St. Louis. Vogelbach today has singled, grounded into a fielder's choice, and struck out. The Sox with a 5-1 lead. The White Sox over Cincinnati. That ball game in the top of the 7th. All that matters, though, if the Cardinals win this, they're in the playoffs.
That's how you want to celebrate.
You bet.
You want to win it out.
The 0-1. And right now they are 5 outs away. The 1-1 pitch. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. 3-1.
Seen a couple of pitches in a row where Luis Garcia just body is falling off a little bit towards the first base side. The arm drops and you see him miss arm side. Just a small adjustment. Time to slow himself down a little bit.
The 3-1 pitch by Garcia. In there for strike 3 and 2.
They took a little off there, Dan, at 98.
Yeah. Just make sure you get it right in there.
Yeah, I got on top of that one a little bit better. Good for him.
3-2 the count on Vogelbach. The next by Garcia. Spoiled. Triple digits with that last delivery. It's another 3-2 pitch by Garcia. 1-out walk. StubHub proud to be an official partner of the Cardinals. If your plans change, you can easily list your tickets with StubHub. And even use the free seller toolkit to help you manage the price of your tickets. StubHub, you can sell your tickets in just a few taps of your phone without any stress. Download the StubHub app today. Again, the playoff tickets are right now at Cardinals.com. Seats still remain for tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, close to being sold out. And Saturday and Sunday, very close to being sold out with the Cubs in town.
Well, Luis Garcia right here with his stuff. He doesn't have to try to do anything more. That sinker at the bottom of the zone that's going to play against Urias. He likes to get extended, but if you stay down, you're going to be okay with him.
The Cardinals, 3 home runs hit tonight. Dylan Carlson got them on the board at that point, trailing 2-0. That made it 2-1. They tied it up with a squeeze play. And then it was a home run. Rondon off the bench in the 6th. Arenado home run number 34 in the 7th. It's all added up to a 6-2 lead with the magic numbers sitting at 1. Two balls and a strike.
How about this ball club powering up this month? 50
Incredible.
runs, 50 bombs now. The Cardinals have hit in the month of September. And you wondered most of the year, hey, where is that power? And then they had a little bit of an offensive shift. You know, Schulte talked about not putting all their eggs in that slug basket, having a more consistent approach. Well, they've been consistent.
2-2. Adam Wainwright, 6 innings, 7 hits, couple of runs, walked 2, struck out 4. McFarland, the scoreless 7th inning, and now Garcia. 2-2 the count. Urias at the plate. The next by Garcia. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the second strikeout for Luis Garcia. The Cardinals are 4 outs away from clinching a spot in the playoffs as they're hanging the plastic inside the Cardinal clubhouse, hoping, wanting a celebration tonight.
That right there has got me all giddy. Oh, that is the best taste in the world.
Here's Jace Peterson, and strike 1. And we'll have post-game reaction coming up here on Bally Sports Midwest. Two outs and a runner at first. Goldschmidt playing behind Vogelback, the runner. Fastball, and it's taken high, 1-1. The 1-1 and a fly ball lifted out to left, backing up Tyler O'Neill. He's there, and that'll send us to the home half of the 8th. A scoreless inning by Garcia. Do they pop champagne tonight? It's 6-2. Hit tonight for St. Louis. The Budweiser plays of the game. Carlson against Woodruff. And that got them going. They were down 2-1 at that point. The bullpen all high fives. Rondon again off the bench. Third pinch hit homer just inside that foul pole. And then Nolan Arenado, a line shot, his 34th of the season. His next home run, he sets the all-time record by a Cardinals third baseman in a single year with number 35.
Well, you love to see it, and you love to see that the long ball continue. You think about Cardinals going out on the road. Oh, ball flies in Milwaukee. Ball flies in Chicago. Well, They're making the ball fly here in St. Louis. This team is flying high right now. They got punched early. They punched back.
Trying to make it 17 consecutive wins, which would get them to 88 wins. And 88 wins, we were saying it throughout the year. If you go back to when the second wild card was added, historically, it's roughly been 88 to 89 wins. You have to get there to have a shot.
Now, Dan, when you and I kicked this around a ton, and we did a lot, I don't think either of us had a 17-game winning streak.
No.
We're talking about, all right, you got to win these series. You're going to have to split the 4-game sets. You have to pretty much win every series from here on out. Daniel Norris, the Chevy call to the bullpen for the Brewers. Well, different ways to get there. I like the route they've taken.
I'm not sure many believe they'd get to 88 wins when it was all said and done, but these players give them all the credit in the world for what's happening.
That's the beauty of it, is they believed. They believed that this could happen, and they believed as they looked around that room, and even in June, where the Cardinals had the worst month of their season, one of the worst months in baseball, they still believed that they could be a postseason team and they could make a run. And fortunately for them, well, they're doing it.
Bader takes a pitch high. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Struck out in the second, singled to center, and scored in the fourth and grounded out to short. The 2-2. The Cardinals postseason odds back on the 7th of September. 2.8%. 2.8% on September 7th.
And
here we are.
We're being generous.
Wow. The 3-2. And Bader lifts a high fly ball into center field. Taylor under it to make the catch. Cardinals a major league best 20-6 in September thanks to Nolan Arenado. Another $1,000 donation by the Gateway Honda dealers to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. DeYoung has been on base twice. He was hit in the second, singled to center in the fourth, and struck out in the sixth. Giovanni Gallegos throwing in the St. Louis bullpen. And DeYoung hits a fly ball into shallow center. And the catch is made, and there's 2 away. While we have a moment, quick word from Ryan Kelly.
The only thing faster than the supersonic golf cart is the 21-day closing guarantee. Only available at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Two outs and nobody on for Andrew Kisner. The Brewers will have Taylor, the pitcher's spot, and then Colton Wong coming up. This crowd of 35,000 plus has stuck around for obvious reasons. And the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It was so great to see as this ball game started. The crowd continued to file in. It getting louder and louder. Have been big moments in this game. We were just showing you all of the home runs, the energy in this ballpark. You feel it, and the crowd is ready, and the team is ready for what's next. You know the randomness of postseason baseball. Heck, we've seen the randomness of the regular 162.
And you lived it in 06.
You just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen.
We saw it again in 11. The Cardinals with 3 home runs tonight, now 50 this month. Second most in any month in franchise history, 5 behind the all-time record. They had 55 blasts in April of 2000. And after tonight, 5 games to go, they'll have a good shot at getting there.
They've got a great shot at it.
Yeah. The 3-1 pitch. Popped up right side. Long way to go for Garcia, but now under it. The St. Louis Cardinals, an improbable run, and undoubtedly a September to remember. And now 3 outs away from postseason play. The St. Louis Cardinals 3 outs away from heading to postseason play. Dylan Carlson got it started with a home run. That made it 2-1 Milwaukee. The squeeze play, first ever for Adam Wainwright. Tyler O'Neill laced a single, got away from Garcia. A couple of runs would score that inning. Nolan Arenado has gone deep. Jose Rondon as well. And we're having a little fun here at the ballpark. St. Louis with a 6-2 lead. And they're getting ready. Some more than others. Giovanni Gallegos coming in to this ball game here in the 9th inning. The Chevy called to the pen.
Not messing around with this one. Not messing around. Giovanni Gallegos, he has been your guy. He's been locking it down. Got 4 saves in the last week on that road trip. This is it right here. You're feeling the energy. The crowd is getting loud. Here we go.
During the streak, Gallegos 9 games, 8 saves, an ERA of 1. Tyrone Taylor to lead it off. And the first pitch, taken for a strike. Taylor is 0 for 3 tonight. Jackie Bradley Jr. is moved to the on-deck circle for Milwaukee. The 0-1 pitch. And a base hit into center. It's been a tough year, first season for Jackie Bradley Jr. in Milwaukee. Very good defensive player, but offensively a down season for him.
It's been a very down season, but the thing is, when you have multiple skill sets, and Jackie Bradley Jr. is an elite outfielder, well, that will play in the postseason. You know how good this pitching staff is for the Brewers. You know the 3-headed monster they've got in the rotation. They got a couple of guys in the back end of the bullpen that nobody wants to see. You got somebody late, they can go track it down. Well, that ends up being a roll.
He's 2 for his last 35. Goldie holding the runner at first base, and the first pitch to Jackie Bradley Jr. is swung on and missed. He's 2 for 8 with a double and 3 strikeouts against Giovanni Gallegos. Outfield is straight away. Cardinals have turned a double play tonight. The 0-1 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 and a high fly ball lifted into left center. There is Bader. He's got it, and the Cardinals are 2 outs away. Game number 157 tonight, and 2 outs away from heading to the playoffs. The first pitch to Colton Wong. Strike one. Wong tonight. Fly to left, grounded to second, grounded out to first, and a base hit to left against the shift. The 0-1. Wong, a fly ball. Out to center. Bader there. 2 outs. It's 1 out away from the playoffs. It's 1 out away from 17 straight wins.
Busch Stadium on its feet. Been waiting for this moment. Here it is.
Omar Narvaez. How did this happen? 2 outs and a runner at first. The shift on the right side. First pitch. Strike one. Season that began with limited capacity and at times sparse crowds, and tonight over 35,000 ready to celebrate, along with those at home and watching, and so many Cardinal fans across the country. How did this happen? I don't know, but I'm loving it.
You know what? The beauty of it is it doesn't have to end anytime soon.
The 0-1 pitch to Narvaez. And Gallegos steps off. The 0-1 lined into center. There's Bader. Has it. 17 consecutive wins. The run of 21. It's been historic, amazing, incredible. And now the St. Louis Cardinals are post-season bound.
Many said it was improbable. Others said impossible. These guys said, let's just go find out. A credit to them, a team that has come together and played their best baseball, some of the best baseball historically that we have ever seen at the right time. This has been one wild ride, Dan.
Third consecutive year the Cardinals are off to the playoffs. "17 games straight to get them into postseason play. Remarkable.
It takes a village, right, to get from the beginning to the end. The Cardinals have had to use a lot of their roster. Mike Shildt has had to make a lot of moves. The entire staff has been in on this. This is the trainers. This is the clubhouse staff. Certainly this is the front office. This is everybody's moment. This is the fans that have been through this the entire year, through the ups and downs, whether you backed out for a minute, you're back in, or you've been there the whole time. This is for everybody.
The DeWitt ownership group took over in 1996, and this is the 16th time under that ownership group that they are going to the playoffs.
There is a pride in that, and there's an expectation with this team. And it is something that the ownership group, and it is something that this organization just as a whole, they try to live up to. Year in, year out. And some years, as you know, are easier than others. This one has been a challenge, but one that this team has been up to.
Win number 17 for Adam Wainwright. Win number 88 for the 2021 St. Louis Cardinals. So they have the postseason shirts that they will hand out. I'm sure there's going to be a photo op of some sort. Then inside they'll go. The celebration will start up. Most of the fans have stuck around. And a great moment in 2021. Baseball in St. Louis is back.
You just never know what to expect throughout a season, and I know that there are many, and rightfully so. And Adam Wainwright addressed it, talked about some of the baseball that they had played throughout the season and just wasn't where they wanted to be, but this group believed that they could get there. And this is a picture that most didn't believe was going to be possible to take in 2021, but here it is.
Season ago, no fans. And boy, did we miss you. Take it in, celebrate it tonight, and let's keep it going.
That's the biggest key. This team, they accomplished something special, especially where they were at. But you know Mike Schilt, you know his staff, you know these players. While they're happy with the moment, they are far from satisfied. There is more work to be done, and this is a team nobody wants to face when it comes October.
Jim Hayes standing by with Adam Wainwright. Jimmy, go ahead.
Adam Wainwright wins his 17th of the Cards, make it 17 wins in a row. Adam, for you guys to be able to handle your own business, not worried about the scoreboard, and do it in front of your own fans, how important was that to you?
Yeah, we wanted to go ahead and take care of this thing. You know, these Brewers are a great team. They've played a great season, but we got a pretty good roll going right now, so might as well keep it going.
You know, throughout this entire run, whenever the team fell behind, it's like they punched right back. They did it tonight. You had a squeeze bunt mixed in there to tie the game. What is it about what you guys were able to accomplish?
Well, there's a lot of different pieces, a lot of different people who had big hands in what we've done the last 17 games, and we're going to try to keep doing that. It's been a total team effort every single night. Everybody's bringing their hero card on every given night, so it's a lot of impact players on this team, and they're showing up every day and doing something cool.
What about for you personally to be able to win a big game like this and sort of put a cherry on top of the season? I know there's more work to do for you guys, but tell us about what you've been through this season.
Well, it's been a lot of ups and downs, hasn't it? It's been a roller coaster, and we had a middle of the season that was really tough, and we overcame it. You know, that's the key. The key to this sport is being able to overcome and persevere in those big moments. And you know what? We're playing good ball right now. We just got to continue on.
Last thing, what do you think was the spark, if anything? This was an up and down season, and now everything is going right. I mean, pretty much everything as you guys keep putting up win after win. What caused that?
Well, the key, I don't know, but the key is going to be to not think too much about it and just think it's normal. Show up every day ready to play the same way.
You want to go celebrate?
I want to go celebrate,
All right,
man.
go ahead. Wayno wants to celebrate, Dan.
And I understand. They're getting set inside the Cardinal clubhouse. The goggles, the T-shirts, the champagne. What a ride this has been in 2021. The veterans, the young guys, somehow, some way, it all came together, and they're celebrating tonight. The 2021 Cardinals are headed to postseason play. Post-game show comes your way next.
2 away. The Cardinals lead 6-2. And these fans are standing at Busch Stadium. They're waiting for the last out and a celebration. The one-strike pitch, 2 outs, a swing and a drive to center field. Bader comes on. He makes the catch for a Redbird winner. And the Cardinals have secured the second wild card in the National League. They're going to play a week from tomorrow. Light up the night in downtown St. Louis. The Cardinals shake hands. They celebrate on the field. These fans are having a great time. And the Cardinals have put this thing away by winning 17 in a row, 19 of the last 20. And Ricky, they're 10-7 against the division champion Brewers, beating them 5 consecutive games.
Terrific baseball. The Cardinals saved their best baseball for mid and late September as the Cardinals win a game that was a team game. Good production offensively. Adam Wainwright picks up win number 17, and the Cardinals have a lot of reasons to celebrate. They're passing out the T-shirts. Post-season, here we come.
How proud of your ball club are you?
Yeah, it's definitely some pride for sure. Not surprised. I'm glad to see that all their dedication and all their sacrifice and their belief in themselves and their teammates was rewarded. You know, people ask me, how do you believe in this team? And I say I'm blessed to be able to see behind the scenes. You know, I know what this group's about. I know how they prepare. I know how they care. I know how they compete on the field. And not at one turn do they ever give in. And so I'm glad they're getting an initial reward for what that looks like. And, we're just looking to get started on this thing.
One of the things that I've talked to the guys about that is so noticeable is that every time you guys fall behind, it's almost like immediately there's a punch back. Like you can see during this run, this team knows that it's going to end up winning the game.
Yeah, there's a hunger to this team, regardless of circumstance. We're up, we want more. We're down, it's a temporary setback, and let's go and figure out a way to get on top. And it's a hungry group that's playing well together, but still got a lot to eat.
What do you think caused the switch to flip? I know you believed in them all the time, and the guys were saying, "Hey, there's a run coming," and eventually it came. Was it something that gradually happened? What do you think?
I think we always look to try to be best at getting better. Just try to get better every day. We started off the season. I think this has got some clarity to it for me at least. Started off the season in the first 2 months we were good, and we had a rotation go in disarray, except for Wayno. Thank God for Wayno. But we went 2 months without real stability in our rotation, and Jordan went down, and we had some turnover there, and we had some younger guys that were trying to figure it out at this level. And, we were able to stabilize the rotation with Lester and Happ. And let's don't forget Wade LeBlanc. Wade LeBlanc was the first guy to help stabilize what that looked like in the bullpen, then went the rotation. So a lot of kudos to LeBlanc. And we got McFarland and Garcia to help stabilize the bullpen. Guys came in with, ground ball McFarland and, plus stuff with Garcia, and guys attacked the zone. And then, you know, the offense started going together, and we put it together. We played clean baseball all year. So, you know, that's why you feel like, you know, it's a good club, and now we just put it together with being more consistent.
I just want you to know you only dumped a little on me, but it trickled down and it stung my eye. So that's
a good feeling. It's a good sting, Jim.
That's your.
I tried to mess you.
The one-strike pitch, 2 outs, a swing and a drive to center field. Bader comes on. He makes the catch for a Redbird winner, and the Cardinals have secured the second wild card in the National League. They're going to play a week from tomorrow. Light up the night in downtown St. Louis. The Cardinals shake hands. They celebrate on the field. These fans are having a great time. And the Cardinals have put this thing away by winning 17 in a row.
Definitely some pride for sure. Not surprised. I'm glad to see that all their dedication and all their sacrifice and their belief in themselves and their teammates was rewarded. You know, people ask me, you know, how do you believe in this team? And I say I'm blessed to be able to see behind the scenes. You know, I know what this group's about. I know how they prepare. I know how they care. I know how they compete on the field. And not at one turn do they ever give in. And so I'm glad they're getting an initial reward for what that looks like. And, you know, we're just looking to get started on this thing.
There's a lot of different pieces, a lot of different people who had big hands in what we've done the last 17 games, and we're going to try to keep doing that. It's been a total team effort every single night. Everybody's bringing their hero card on every given night. So it's a lot of impact players on this team, and they're showing up every day and doing something cool.
Absolutely. You know, I think to be able to go to the playoffs is what it's all about. And I'm just thankful to be a part of this team. I mean, this team is unbelievable. We've carried each other. You know, I'm just happy to be a part of it. I mean, this is why I'm here, is just having a chance to get to the playoffs and to be able to do it the first year is a great feeling.
I mean, 17 in a row, you can't, you know, plan for that. You know, I think going into this last month, we just knew, I think, you know, just try to win series. You know, we knew I had a couple with Cincy, the one with San Diego, New York. Just if we could win series, we'd get, you know, gain some ground, you know, but to be able to do this, and you can't explain that, but, you know, it's just a testament to the guys. And even when we had, you know, won the first couple games of a series, found a way to, you know, go out there and win that third game and just put ourselves in this position.
The commitment that we have is amazing. The union that we have, it's like a family here. We work and we play the game for each other. I mean, I feel like that's part of the beat streak. It's awesome because, I mean, we got young guys, we got some veteran guys here. They know how to win, and right now it's just a fun times.
Well, the start has been fun, and secondly, it's just been professional. I mean, there were games where we were behind to start, but it was just head down. You know, we don't know who was going to do it, but someone's going to do it, and that mentality is contagious. It's dangerous. It's intentional. And being around a group of guys like that, man, it's just an absolute blast day in and day out. So, yeah, man, we're bearing down on a finish line that we're happy to be a part of.
Well, we knew we had a good club, and you know, we had a lot of injuries early, and they took their toll. But you know, we filled in at the deadline. Mo did a great job, Mo and Gersh, getting some needed pitching, and you know, we just took off and felt like we were going to win every day, no matter whether we got behind or not. And since we started this run, we have won every day, so that's a good thing. 17 straight, really impressive.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? You know, Goldie, Nolan, those guys are two of the most renowned hitters in the NL over the last decade. You know, I've said this a couple times, but all I'm doing is learning. You know, I'm just trying to learn from those guys, and they give me such good intel. You know, here or there, you know. It's just a great experience for me to keep playing ball, and obviously it gave me some good protection too. That helps for sure.
Sometimes you got to trust the guys who are smarter than you, and you just got to take it day by day, see how you feel day in, day out. But obviously, competitive side of me, the way these guys are rolling, all I want to do is get back out there, and as many times as I possibly can. So it was good to get my feet wet and get back in that situation. But you know, right now I'm just having a lot of fun watching these guys roll, and I'm gonna continue to enjoy the role that these guys are on and try to contribute in any way I can.
It's a slam! Oh, what a moment here at Busch! The Cardinals will win it! And they light up the night in downtown St. Louis.
Yadier Molina. And Adam Wainwright returning to St. Louis.
It's official. Cardinals are introducing Nolan Arenado as their brand new franchise player.
A season that everybody's anticipating.
The Cardinals win the first game of 2021.
Alex Reyes sets a major league record.
24 straight saves to begin the career of Alex Reyes.
The weakness for the Cardinals, it was their outfield. They did not have established big leaguers. The weakness has become a strength.
All three guys are playing at a high level.
Tyler O'Neill is the best player on the team at the moment. He has been the MVP.
We're having trouble getting into the second or third inning, and that's just putting an enormous amount of stress on different areas of our club.
Jack Flaherty back on the injured list.
It's their best pitcher, Jack Flaherty. They've been missing him. They didn't get a lot from Miles Michaelis.
I think they need arms.
That could use some pitching depth.
They've acquired two guys. They've pitched in big games. They have a slow heartbeat.
He mixes in well with all the other veteran guys.
Adam Wainwright, Yadier Molina will make history as the starting battery for the Cardinals for the 300th time.
He's going to put that red coat on at some point, go into the Hall of Fame in St. Louis with Yachty, no doubt.
And there's strikeout number 2,000 in the career of Adam Wainwright.
What he has meant to the St. Louis Cardinals season, given what has happened to that pitching staff, truly remarkable at his age 40 season.
As Yachty with that single past Albert Pujols.
He is now in fourth place all alone on the Cardinals' all-time hits list. Goldie, number 30.
The St. Louis Cardinals, the hottest team in baseball. They are peaking at the right time.
Win number 200 in the career of John Lester. You having fun yet? This is a September to remember. He struck him out. It's the run of 21. Sweet 16. And oh, how sweet it is. Tied for the longest in the National League since 1951. The magic number reduced to 1. 17 consecutive wins. The run of 21. It's been historic, amazing, incredible. And now the St. Louis Cardinals are post-season bound.